There Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us as we continue this investigation. Tonight, first word on the board, we have, okay, D-A-R-G, drag. So this could be a form of concealment, or even somebody dressing up in, posing as, this could be somebody posing, using glamour. You talk about glamour, you talk about drag is normally, playing dress up, but also this is a form of, something that kind of came up, was just prior to setting up for the studio today. If you notice that a lot of these programs, the people that are involved in the program as the subject, and those that are perps, or the people that actually, the handlers, they're actually involved from an early age. So the topic of the day could be, what is the relationships, what is the criteria, if you would, because basically, people are born into these programs. These are generational programs, and quite often you have these children that are considered, like these super soldiers that they use for trafficking, as well as they use as tools for monitoring also, because they are to go undetected and unsuspected. However, from a personal point of view, the people that are involved in this program, they normally are put into two separate categories. They either fall under the subject, or they fall under the candidate. So you have the candidate and the subject. However, behind the scenes, what you would realize is that the candidate is also the subject, because once, depending on your usefulness or your resourcefulness to the system, many of these children that are born into these systems are often left, once they're made use out of them, they're often left, kind of to their own, their own devices, where they haven't developed the faculties enough. They often will then turn to self-harm, because these are the individuals that have surrounded us our entire lives. We've either been surrounded by subjects, or we've been surrounded by candidates, and the candidates are as much the victim as the people that they are charged with, they're charged with harassing or monitoring. There's some that do not make it all the way. Is what we're getting at here. So this is also the freedom for those candidates, those children who have no choice. They're born into this because their parents were involved. So they inherit. So they call it the tale of the two cities. So this is what this today's 6 will be called the tale of the two cities. Okay, without further ado, welcome back. And so, okay, today's title is going to be, our investigation is going to be the tale of the two cities. And, basically we're going to be asking the tarot to show us, what we need to see, especially involving the youth that are being recruited in these programs. I believe today we should start off with the Golden Tarot. We're going to start off with the Golden Tarot and see whether we get some images that we can work with from there. Thank you, Spirit. So today we're working with the Golden Tarot, and right off the bat, the first card that we have was the Hierophant. Was the Hierophant card. So this talks about these institutions, these establishments. This talks also about traditional values, and these could be that home life, families, and also people of influence. So these people of influence are, it's a generational thing. It's a generational. It's inherited, and it's also kept within a certain guideline. So what can we get? We have the Five of Cups. There is a religious figure, in this drawing. Okay, we're gonna have to confirm this one, because traditionally the Five of Cups is this despair, this despair of despair, and like a more almost like a sort of regret, this feeling of regret, this feeling of regretting, the emotions and the past actions. But normally it also speaks about that beyond the regret there is a sort of redemption. Spirit, could you clarify the Five of Cups? Please clarify the Five of Cups. Okay. Knight of Swords. So, okay. Knight of Swords. Traditionally, this is a incoming communication. This normally speaks about fast communication, or you could also say sometimes it could be receiving a message, and now this individual on this particular deck, he's rushing in. The Knight of Swords is, he's the quickest of swords. So, but this is also information. This is incoming information. So this is more information. So what this tells us is that we could be receiving information regarding these individuals. Based on past actions. So there could be information that could be coming out, based on how these children are being used, because children, one of the things that has happened is that since when they have these half terms, they're basically being employed. They're basically, they call it the mining children. The children that mine. So they mine, for this sort of information or this intel. So they mine for this intel. So these are the things that they're being used for. But not all of them make it in these programs, because such is the coldness of this program. Those that are found to be caring or nurturing, they're considered, they become the victim, they'll become the subject, because they may believe that these children don't have, because they're being taught to be really cold. They're being taught to be really cold because the way they approach from a subjective point of view is they're possibly being made to be, they're made to be cold, and children should be allowed to be these children, and not even, maybe not to be exposed to this, because this is actually torture. This is actually torturing individuals. We're being tortured psychologically, emotionally, and what you find is that the person that is doing the torturing, because they say the person in the army or the military services, even once they come back from war, they develop post-traumatic. They develop PTSD. They have to see they have to go into therapy also, just because of what they've seen and what they've been involved with. So these are the things, guys, that we really got to bear in mind also, is that these children are as much victims as the parents, and also they're as much victims as much as the subject. Okay, following on, we have the three of cups. The three of cups. So traditionally, the Three of Cups is this celebration. So in this point of view, because we're making these, we're making these just on the screen now. Okay, the word lady comes up. So one of some of the management group. So the management group, they now, okay. So this is the response. This is the response. But we're going to ask more questions on, how are the children have been, what is their recruitment the children. We're really asking about the children today, because we really want people to know that this is going on. This is happening. We want people to know that this is happening. Okay, so Three of Cups, this is a cause for celebration. So this information that's coming in could be something that could reveal some information in regards to the welfare of these children, because the knight, he is also holding a sword, and the sword is also a symbol for a truth. So this could be a harsh truth, but it's a truth nonetheless. So a truth there's an incoming message about this is going to be a truth. A truth is going to be revealed, and that would also be cause for celebration for you guys. So definitely feel encouraged about that. Okay, now we have following on, we have the first major arcana, which is the Hanged Man, Now, this could mean that one of these positions, one of these management groups, they're in this position now. This could be they've been apprehended. They could have been apprehended. They could have a warrant for their arrest. Could be out, because this information is going out, because something that we're something that has recently, since the recent developments, is that there could actually be a smoking gun around this case. So there could actually be a form of evidence that is really reaching the surface. And there's also talks. There's also talks around the collective about the case is actually, which the authorities are really just now looking at how to cut through this red tape, because what it is, it's about also bringing in a large group of individuals. So the authorities are now looking at how to basically get this conspiracy, how it's that they've got all the paperwork basically. So this is the good news. There's been a tip. So the tip is good news. This is good news because it means that someone has made either an anonymous tip, or they have come forward, and there will possibly be a star witness, because the people that are involved in the subjects, we are the star witness. We are the star witness. So we will be called. We will face these harassers in court. We will face them in court. So this is something that I would like to also encourage you about. Is that we will face those people that were behind this harassment in court. We will face them in court. So I'm being drawn to really see that clarify the surroundings around the hanged man, because this being the fourth card, as well as the first major, this is 25%. It's life changing. It's 25 to life. They say 25 to life. It's actually life changing, because here it's the face major arcana. This is a life changing experience, a life changing moment, action that is coming through. So there's going to be news about something that is going to change the direction of not only the investigation, but of the people that are listening lives. Spirit, thank you for the tip. So there's been a tip. There has been a tip. A tip is also a synonym for evidence, information, intel. This is extremely encouraging. Okay, now we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is a happy home, family. These are the things that a subject is discouraged from experiencing. The small wonders of life that go a long way. These are the things that have really been denied us up to this point. Just before this reading, as I was preparing for the studio, as I was preparing, I was just thinking back and thinking like, hey, we've been in this program our entire lives, even prior to us being born, so this affected our this program. Basically, they manipulate your everyday experience. They manipulate who your friends are. They manipulate your relationships. They manipulate everything. Everything is really under scrutiny, under their scrutiny. So these are the things that we're just bringing awareness to, because for some, these things can be, they can remain undetected. I want to say they can remain undetected because the operation, it goes through different phases. So for those people watching at home who have just come across this video and may think, you know, it may not relate to me, because initially, the universe Father always gives us, you know, tidbits of clues and information along the way that will only begin to, you know, make sense years further down the line, because this word gang stalking would actually surface a few years ago, you know, where it kind of piqued the interest to, you know, look at a few articles, or, you know, listen to a few discussions about it, and it seemed plausible, but yet this was what was actually happening, unbeknownst to us. You know, this is actually happening. Unbeknownst to me, where you know, the word was even, you know, we even wrote down the word in the journal, like, you know, somebody left this comment, like, on gang stalking. You know, somebody left a comment. This comment stood out as just something trivial. However, not only, it's only been, I would say, from a personal point of view, it's, you know, the operation went overt this year, you know, maybe January of this year. It went January, February, I want to say. This operation went overt, and it suddenly realized that, you know, the steps started to unravel, almost like that layers were being peeled back, because then you started noticing that people were following you. You know, things like that. You know, you started noticing that, hey, I'm being followed everywhere I go. I'm being followed by everywhere I go. Then you start to notice. Then you may start to notice that it's a particular color that you keep seeing, a particular colored vehicle. You know, so there's different stages. So if somebody does come across this video, you know, and you know, they may, if it piques your interest, then definitely look into it. Because normally, you know, these are our guides that are speaking to us, that say, you know, these are our guides that are speaking to us, that are kind of directing us, trying to give us, you know, a heads up about, you know, what is happening behind the scenes. Because what you will find is that this program didn't just start overnight. It just didn't start one night. This program has been, you know, it's been conducted ever since. You know, these are the reasons why when you're in your early education, your primary school, as soon as you're born, you get this jab. You get the jab taken. You know, as soon as you're born, you know, before you even see the mother, you know, you're in the doctor's hands. Now, these doctors are working on behalf of this system, and now now as a subject, you're finding out that the doctors are gathering information, data, DNA. They're gathering information that they're going to use later on to track you. They will use it. They definitely will, because this is what we have, you know, to find out. Okay, guys. Okay, just to give you a roundup. So basically, what we have here is that, you know, the institution, the establishment, they've been, God has spoken to them, and has revealed that what they have been doing is being uncovered. It's being uncovered. They're under investigation. This investigation is ongoing. worldwide. So they're finding this out. They're under investigation. So we're going to find out. We're going to get this news. This is going to be. It's going to be incoming. Quick news. Like intel. But this is going to make us very happy. This is going to make us very happy. These tables are turning. These tables are turning. The universe is turning the tables. The tide is turning. So now you have these individuals that are going to be, now they're going to be stuck. They're stuck because now they are, people call it, they're bound to the situation. They've invested heavily in the situation. They've disturbed the peace. Now they are having to reflect and realize that they've invested so much. In other words, it's almost like that, they've been told that there's evidence against you. They've probably been told that you have, I suggest maybe you call your lawyer, or, you call your, they've been, there's been a warrant issued, a warrant's been issued. They better, get their defense team ready, because, this case is looming. It's looming. It's on the horizon, and this is going to make us extremely happy, because this is also a cause for celebration and just freedom. Okay, guys. What else can you show us, Spirit? What else can you show us? We have one here that wants to come up. Okay, heartbreak. Number three. So this also coincides with the heart. This coincides with this despair. This realizing that, they call it crying over this, spilled milk. Realizing that, hey, I shouldn't have, looking at the losses. But the thing is about the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups teaches us to forget the losses, and cut our losses. Maybe not so much in a harsh way, like cut, but kind of look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. Like you still have. The spirit is still merciful. You still have a chance. You still have these two cups. You still have these two cups. And this one has actually got 3 cups. He actually has 3 cups, because there's 3 cups here, but this is also symbolic of inside these cups. This is kind of like this regret, because now blood is being spilled, because here this looks very much like it's like blood's being spilled. So blood has been spilled, and the following card just behind it, the latest card, we have the 3 of Swords. Also the heart is, it's the heart is where the heart pumps our blood. through, you know, the bloodstream, and you know, so this also speaks about, you know, this definitely blood has been spilt, and you know, this speaks about those missing persons, you know, those missing persons, you know, like a wound. Thank you, Spirit. Wound. This is a wound, and you know, and you know, in either in, you know, bleeding, a wound, an open wound, you know. So, you talk about false imprisonment, but also, you know, there's also sacrifice. You know, sacrifices have been made. You know, people have lost their lives along the way. People have made, people have made sacrifices along the way for their lives, because, you know, there has been casualties to this, you know, and it's very, you know, I don't want to say very easily done, because life shouldn't be, you know, we shouldn't lose life very easily. However, one of the points of this program, quite often you're targeted to the point where they aim to close your support system around you, and you know, if most people in this program, we're lucky to still be here. We're lucky to still be here, you know, because we're lucky to still be here. But then we found God within that. It wasn't really luck; it was God that was guiding us and protecting us. Because one thing that we've realised that is that there's a higher power. It's that God has been, you know, He's been in charge the entire time. You know, He's been guiding. You know, He saved. You know, He saved us. He saved me. You know, from from incidents. You know, self-harm. Saved me from self-harm, and He also saved me against others that were you know, attempting to bring harm onto me. So from a personal point of view, this also teaches us about God. So, you know, these are the things that we're thankful for, because we've been able to observe now that there is a higher power. You know, God. You know, being in these tough conditions has taught us that we make it through because of God. So then that increases our faith. You know, it's very you know, it's like you have nothing left. You have nothing left except for to hold on to that faith. And you know, these are the things that, you know, we can be thankful for. We can be thankful for, because rest assured, if you're in the beginning stages, if you're not too sure about how your relationship is, you learn that there's nobody, you know, that you have this relationship, and one thing I want to say is that you definitely learn is that you've always had that relationship. You've always had it, even when you feel that you just found it. It's only now you just remembered, but you've always had it, because God, you know, He's been there the entire time. You learn that. You definitely learn that as you look over and you observe your life, you know, over the years. You realize that was God then, and this is God now, you know. So the last card we had out was the Three of Swords. So this speaks about, you know, this following on from this despair, which was the first card, this despair and this news. So, our happiness or our freedom is considered, is considered, it's considered disparaging. I want to say it's considered disparaging to these services, because we're not going to, what we're going to do is we want to remember that these organisations have relied heavily on subjugating us and keeping us from moving forward, from speaking out, keeping us being, keeping us under this psychological attacks, this psychological warfare that is constant. They use these military tactics against us. This psychological warfare, they call it mind wars. They use these mind wars that was developed by, the CIA and those military intel services, during the war. This is how the military treat prisoners of war. They treat them a particular way to break them, and also to just subjugate them, and really also to recruit some others, recruit others. They use these sort of tactics, to make isolating you, not having kind of like closing the outside world, and one of the ways, guys, I'm gonna just put the cards down for a second, and just to share with you some of the ways that they do these, some of the tactics they use, this psychological warfare, it's really to they actually, to gaslight and to wear a person down, and to gaslight is normally to make you question reality, question yourself constantly. They want you to they want your mind to be constantly checking, is this really like this? They really want you to question everything, but in an obsessive way where you actually get no answers. This is gaslighting. Okay guys, on the screen right now we have touched me. So on this this investigation today, we've been asking about these children, and as I'm saying that, this is one of the happiest cards to receive in a tarot, and there's this Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups speaks about these children also, and as you can see, there's two young children on this card, and touched me on the screen. The topic of discussion today was this investigation, based on these children. So these children, they're speaking out and saying, and they're speaking out, and it should be an investigation about there being this speaking out against molestation, because it touched me, and the visual is right here, and I mean this is the happiest card in the deck. That's why it kind of overlooked. But now the screen spoke out and said, touched me, wrote red touched me. And now what that tells, what is that? Now we can, now spirit, these individuals are stuck and they're looking at these charges. They're looking at these charges, touched me. So they're looking at evidence against him. This is what has had them in this despair, because now they know there's evidence against them that a child has gone forward, has come forward. A child there's a child who's gone forward with information about what he's seen. There's information from a child about what he's seen. So the plot thickens. The plot certainly thickens, but we bring this awareness forward. We bring this awareness forward in order to also liberate these children, and also to liberate these children, because they, like ourselves, would have been in this program since they were born. They were born into it without any knowledge. They're groomed, effectively. They're groomed in these programs. They're groomed, and they have a concept of right and wrong that is distorted. They won't realize what they're doing is harmful to others. So they may think this is normal. It's a normal. They may think it's a part of it's normal. They may believe it's normal, but and children still need to develop. They still need to develop their faculties, and some are harmed along the way. Okay, so also promotion. So this good news. So as you see, the good news, life is a two-way street. We often find out that life is a two-way street, because going one way and going the other way. And also you have good news. You have good news that is traveling fast. This could be good news because although this good news, this news, that is income, that is coming to you. These individuals, this could be considered, our liberation. Our liberation is good news. Our liberation is good. Our liberation is considered. Our liberation is being considered as we speak. Our liberation is being considered, but also their incarceration is under consideration, because they are under investigation as we speak. It's only a matter of cutting through the red tape. This is what has come through the collective. So guys, this last quarter of the year is the most difficult, but it's also the most beautiful time of the year also as well. So hang in there, please hang in there, do everything you can to hang in there, because regardless of how things may look outside, when the weather changes, especially when it's cold, really just hang in there, because I wouldn't, the liberation is on, is in, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. We just got to hang in there. And then, God speaks about in the Bible, he says that, please stand, and if all you can do is, continue to stand firm. And if that's all you can do, then stand some more. That's what he says. So, that's what he says. So continue, just continue, like we'll keep going until the end. So please do not give up. No matter what the situation looks like outside of yourselves, because this news, the news could be delivered in a blink of an eye, because the night of swords is the fastest travelling night, and it could be very sharp. It could come in any moment, any time of day. As I say that, yeah, this could be any time of day. Let's pull one more card, Spirit. One more card. What can you tell us about the children? Because we have these 10 of cups, and this is a family card. This is the happy family card. This is the happiest, one of the happiest cards in the tarot. But also this speaks about this molestation here. Speaks about this information that's there's evidence around child molestation. Child molestation is taking advantage of the children's lack, just taking advantage of the children, for not only their age but also their innocence. Taking their innocence is a form of molesting. It's taking their innocence. So more can you show us? Wow, okay. I'm gonna this one, okay. This one, number 15, Major Arcana. Major Arcana, there's 22 cards of the Major Arcana. There's 22. And from 22, we have 2. The Hanged Man, number 12 and 15. So guys, okay. So guys, this is a definitive. This is the information is going to be pertaining to something to do with these children being harmed, either emotional, physical, or emotional, physical, or sexual in nature. Because you have the number 15 here, where these individuals are, these individuals are you have these individuals who are, they have no clothing on. They have no clothing on, and they have no clothing on. Typically, in the tarot, you have these individuals that are bound to the devil. So, this is the devil speaks about these these hidden desires and also as a questioning, so now you have the person is a hanged man. So this information is coming will be evidence against this charges against children being harmed. So somebody in a higher position is heartbroken because information is about to hit. Information is about to be made known public. Going to be known public about harming, about children being harmed. And from we have touched me that was on the screen. So touched me. So that means a child could be coming forward with information about being molested. So a child has been emotionally molested, emotionally abused. It's been a form of emotional abuse, but also it's been physical, sexual in nature, because we have the words touched me that came up from this investigation. So people in higher positions from these two organisations know that information's come out. They know that information is going to be on the public forum. As it stands right now, they know, because they're already in despair because of this incoming information, which is going to be which is based on some red tape. So we're going to pull some more from the tarot to see if we have any legal cards, because right now, from the table, let's see if any legal card comes out. Let's see if any legalities from the legal. Let's see the bottom of the deck. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Okay, we're looking at children abuse, child abuse in connection with these organisations. Child abuse in connection with these organisations. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Coins, Queen of Coins, Queen of Coins, Queen of Coins. Okay. So there could be a female, this particular female is, the Queen of Coins in the upright, she's resourceful, honest, extremely reliable, From, going by the other cards on the deck, this Queen of Coins is the complete, this Queen of Coins is, they talk about this Queen of Coins being, she only looks for the coin, she only looks. It's only about one thing. Only about one thing, regarding this Queen of Coins. It's the complete opposite. This person will, so there could be something in addition for being just this, person, who's quite, who could be resourceful, but in almost like the opposite way, kind of like scheming, somebody that schemes, that has betrayed people for, normally betrayed anybody and everybody. Betrayed anybody, but also betrayed themselves. I know that, they've betrayed themselves because you betray the planet, you betray the planet, you're only betraying yourself, essentially, because the coin represents the earth. It represents Mother Earth, so that's kind of betraying the planet. Being the opposite of the planet. So that this speaks about this figure here. So we have Lady. Looking at these charges. Okay. Following on, in addition to that, following card is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Okay, so that sounds like blackmail. From what gathers here, this sounds like blackmail. It sounds like blackmail. This sounds, guys. This sounds like blackmail. This sounds like the collective are going to be blackmailed. There's going to be this offer of this it's going to be blackmail. A kind of double-handed blackmail, because it's going to be a blackmail, but they're also going to say, but it's going to be like, it's, a two-sided thing, but it's definitely, it's a form of blackmail that, in order to, the collective is being blackmailed, they're figuring out, the collective is being blackmailed. Spirit, what more could you tell us about this Ace of Cups, please? Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. So this is kind of now we have to. Now we know if this card is in, we have God and the devil here. We have God and the devil here. We have number 5 and number 15 here. However, this normally this happened twice this week. The other day we had God on this side, and we had the devil on the other side, and again we have this again here today. So this individual is in despair because now they have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. Because if you look at this card here, if you look at this set, the way the cards are laid out on the table, Father is above, God is above, the devil is here. And these are the that could be symbolic. So the Queen of Coins in reverse, she rises up the ranks. But normally they say there were probably other people that she could have, got rid of or cut throat with them, underhand. They talk about this character that is for self. Is for self. This character is for self, but this looks like the will is catching up with these characters. It's a cosmic will. It isn't. It's this cosmic will. It just so happens the world is right next to the Queen of Cups. So the world turns. The world turns. So the world is similar to a will. So this will has turned on this Queen of Cups, this Queen of Coins rather. The world has turned on this Queen of Coins. Time has caught up with this Queen of Coins. So now God is looking at this Queen of Coins. And we have the word defending. Now guys, we're going to screenshot that word, defending. We have this word defending. So this is Spirit speaking to us and telling us, well look, this is the court. This is the court gesture. This is a court gesture that is being sent out to this Queen of Coins. This Queen of Coins is going to have to defend herself in the court of law. Under God's jurisdiction, because God is looking at her. God is looking at her, and and she's thinking about making this offer. So we've had this spy card come out. So she's spying on these individuals that she wants to blackmail. The collective. The collective is, these characters. They're watching the collective. They want to blackmail them to drop. Because you are the star. You will be the star witness. So if they could blackmail you before the court date, then they believe they can continue doing what they were doing. So they may say they're sorry. So this characters could be, you know, offering to say, you know, I'm sorry, or making this gesture, apology, but they're only sorry because okay, they could be making, they could want to make this gesture. I believe they could be wanting to make this gesture, but they, you know, history tells us that they only are sorry because they were because they have nowhere to go. Because they have nowhere to go. Except to go to court and to answer for their crimes. So then that leaves us at 12. Number 12, the Hanged Man. Just shall we pull? Shall we get some? Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can. See if Spirit can give us some cards, some investigating cards. Just one or two. Just one or two. Guys, hope you guys can join us maybe join us on Thursday. Join us tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, but possibly join us, you know, Thursday, you know, because we hopefully will, you know, do a Thursday special. Thursday special. So let's take a look at one from here. Deception. This blackmail is a deception. It's a deception. This figures, you know, it's a deception. Deception. You know, deception. You know, they're planning this. You know, something that is being planned. You know, this deception because of. This deception, okay, it's into Spirit. Deception. Seven of Cups. Illusions. Illusions. You know, an illusion is like a mirage. You know, something that isn't real. The devil cannot offer you anything tangible. The devil cannot offer you anything real, anything long lasting. It's an illusion, guys. It's an illusion. You know, like, you know. The spirit of discernment tells us that. You know, they offer these illusions. These illusions could be, you know, one of their favorite tools is, you know, manipulation. You know, manipulation. One of their favorite tools is manipulation. But behind that manipulation is a cold illusion. Behind that illusion is there's actually nothing. There's actually nothing behind that illusion, guys. It's actually nothing behind that illusion. You know, behind that, this deception, clarified by the Seven of Cups, is the Ace of Cups in reverse. You know, is the Ace of Cups in reverse, which also speaks about somebody approaching you to emotionally, if they cannot offer you anything, which they cannot offer you anything, but they want to deceive, manipulate you using emotional blackmail. My spirit is urging us to tell us, speaking to us, and tells us is deception. It's one of the devil's favorite tactics. One of the devil's favorite strategies is deception. To deceive one with a lie, and to deceive one with one of the devil's things that he uses is he gives a half truth, or something that sounds like it's a truth but it isn't. But point blank here, imagery works best in this case, because this picture tells us that in these cups there's all these images here. You can have, so this person could be offering you, let's say they're offering you money, currency. Let's say they're offering you, some sort of, anything, any one of these cups, because they're offering you this victory. They're going to say, okay, you win. Okay, let's say you win. Let's just say you win. The moment you turn your back, they will stab you in the back. That is deception. So they're not offering you anything. Collective, they're not offering you anything. This individual has no plans to offer you anything, because even if they were to offer you something that you thought you could see, there's an attachment. There's an attachment to this coin. So this is deception, guys. This is point blank deception. This is there's an attachment. There is an attachment. There's an attachment to the devil. Okay, guys. We're going to conclude the reading for today. Today we just went with the Golden Tarot, which has been quite interesting actually, because these pictures, they've really stood out. And one of the things that we're going to say today is that to the collective, hang in there. I want to say, this news that's, there's news, you have good news coming in. You have good news coming in. It's coming in very quickly, which is going to make you very happy. So there is something to look forward to. There is a cause for this celebration. However, because somebody else is taking things, they're not taking it very well, they are planning on deceiving the collective. They want to deceive the collective somehow, some way. This is something that they have been looking at for a very long time. They've been looking at this situation for a very long time. But one thing that we have to, take solace in also is that God is watching this person. And we saw at the bottom of the deck was the Four of Swords. God is watching this. God is watching. God is watching all His collective. God is watching His collective. Around this time. He's making sure that this message gets out. All the entire collective. He wants everyone to hang in there because things may seem to be. I want to say things may seem as if that things are getting we'll have some dark days ahead of us, but having the 10 of Cups here, this is a happy home. There's a rainbow. This is your family. This is a happy home. This is something to look forward to. This is plenty for you to look forward to. So please hang in there, guys. Hang in there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. God bless and love you all.